Okay, we have developed this layout. Now what we will do, we will now have the contents. So these are the contents that we want to type. Then after that we will adjust in the various CSS properties and we will get this look and feel. So in this video we will just add up the content, and in the third video we will modify, third or fourth maybe depending upon the length, we will beautify it with the help of various CSS properties. Mainly we will work with the margin and padding, right, and also the pseudo selector. Fine. So coming back to the brackets, what we have to do first is we have to remove the height, right? So because height is not needed, as the height will be decided by the content, we will also remove the background color, right, because we don't want that. And when I remove this, okay, you will not, you should be able to see through what is the height and width. Okay, and we will use the Google Chrome developer tool for that purpose. Fine. So do we have heights anywhere? Yeah, bottom section it is still having the height 20%. We should not have it. Okay, then do we have height anywhere else? No. So we have removed the background and the height because it is not required. Okay, fine. Now let us put the content. So we will remove this paragraph. Okay. Okay, fine. So let us see what the contents we want. So we have this header tag. So this one is must be the h1 tag. Then we have some paragraph, one paragraph, second paragraph, and then image. Then we have the h2, I guess this is h2 tag, and then we have the unordered list over here. Then here also we have some h3 or h4 tag, I guess, and we have the unordered list embedded in as in the anchor tag. Okay, and then we have this horizontal line we have already given. We have this image and this header tag, and these are the, I think, paragraphs, and also some ionic icons we have to put. So let us do that. So before that we have to first download the font, because, and I have already shown you in the lecture how to download the font. So how do we do that? We just go to the Google font, type the Google font in the search. Okay, go to the site Google Fonts, browse fonts. Okay, and here in the search, here I have used the Roboto. Okay, this is a plain Roboto, this is Roboto condensed and Roboto mono and Roboto slab. So this is also a good font, so let us use this monster art. Okay, okay, so this is how it is appearing in the browser. Okay, now I think we have forgot to remove the background color for the main. Yes, dark gray. So let us remove that. Now this monster art font is not looking properly. Let me use the Roboto. That is more proper font, I guess. So instead of monster art I will use Roboto. It is not looking good. So first thin and then bold 700. These two fonts we will have. So Roboto, again monster art is copied. No, Roboto is still there. Okay. Okay, so Roboto will look nice, right? But this is not looking like this now. Yes, why it is not looking like this? Okay, we'll see later on. But it is looking more proper than the monster art. Fine. So okay, we will first have all the contents, then we will decide how to style them. Fine. So now h1 is okay. We have to apply the class for that h1 because we need to increase the size. So class, okay, article header, okay, p tag, right? So just p tab, okay, and then lorem will have the, okay. So after this p tag, again once again we have, okay, after this p tag we have the image, okay, img image tag, and source is let me have html, yes, css.png. This file I have saved, and alt, we will have html logo, html css logo. This is the alt, right? Fine. So this image, again we forgot to give the class, okay. So let me show you how we do that, okay. I will just, so dot ht dot sorry, img is the name of the tag. Within that I want the class, so dot, okay, img, let me give the name htm img is the name of the class. So img is the tag name, dot is where the class I'm defining, okay, dot htm img. So then press tab, okay. So it has created the class, see, you can see it has created the class htm img. So source is again whatever this png file we have, and alternative text for the blind people we will have html css, because reader for these blind people will read that this is the image for html css logo, so they will understand, they can't see our page, right? So then p, we have paragraph tag, okay. Again this is a dummy text, lorem ipsum, okay. So this is what is the content. So let me see, okay. So this is how it is looking, right? As you can see, it is looking very ugly because we haven't applied css styling yet, okay. We have only laid it down, okay. So it is following the layout, it is not going all over the places, but okay, we'll see how we can apply. Fine. So this is what is the content of first. Then after this, again we have the, here we have this h2 I guess, and then again list, okay. So here h2, fine. And I think class is not required because we are not styling h2 as such. So here the course content, this is a dummy block, so this is what is, okay, we want. And then you have, sorry, unordered list, okay, unordered list. And in that, okay, so this greater than symbol is used for child. Now suppose I want there how many childs, like, okay, so I will use, let's say 6 child if I want. See, I will repeat again what I have done. See, unordered list, and within unordered list I want list items. How many list item? Multiplied by 6. So this star symbol indicates multiply by 6. And then if I press tab, so this emmet will give me the entire unordered list with the 6, okay. So here I can copy whatever I want, right? So let me copy this. Normally this is how you design, and when the customer gives you the text content, normally you just copy paste, because for while designing you don't require any information from the customer, because in the first and second setting your design gets finalized, and then when the design is finalized, then only you ask the customer for the contents, actual contents. Normally you put your own images and everything, and later on the customer will work, he will hire some photographers, or you rather for his for him you will hire the photographers and click the photos, okay. If you want any images, you don't copy paste images from the net, okay. Yeah, normally that is not done. And then the customer will have some writer who will write down the contents of the web page, or normally you will hire some content writer, okay. Or you yourself may want to write it. So normally this is how your website designing task is broken down. So there are 4 people involved in any web design team. One is a web designer yourself, who is not yourself, web designer who is an artist, okay, and who using pagemaker or any adobe tool and gives you the design, okay. And then you convert that design into the html and css code, javascript code. And then there are some photographers and some content writers who will decide the photos, images and contents, text contents in your site. Okay, so this is how it works normally for the bigger sites. These are how it look. Okay, it is right. So it is looking very ugly. We'll style them later on. Okay, then after unordered list, our div tag is finished. Now we have a other blocks. Okay, that is the next part we have. So in the other blocks itself, again we have heading tag. Okay, so we have that h3. Okay, so it is saying previous post. This previous post, I know. Yes, previous posts, and after this previous posts we have unordered list. So again using emet. Okay, how many we want? Let's say we want 5. So not 5 multiplied by 5. Okay, and if you press tab you will get the list item. Again I will copy some part from this. Okay, and right. So after this the next part is the bottom, right? Bottom section. Now in this bottom section what do we have? We have image and the, okay, so for this image we don't need any div tag, so directly we will have this image, and image will have to be, okay, process. So we have to define the class. So kid image, let's say it is a kid image. So this is the class name, right? So source is what? Kid image jpg alt is, okay, class kid image. Fine. So after this kid image what we have to define a one division. Why? Because this info is combination of several things. It has icons also, so we will consider it as a separate layout section. So we will define the division for that. So we will give the class name info. Okay, dot info. Now for the division div tag you don't have to write down the name of the tag, you simply push the card, automatically it will take as div. But for the other you have to, other element you have to type the name of the element, but here you don't have to. Okay, so class info, and within this we have the name, right? So again we will have this h3 tag. Okay, and let's say what is the name? Okay, we m. Then we have, after this we have home address, right? So dot home address, but that home address, sorry, not com, but that home address is a iron icon. Before that I have to put the iron icon. I will put it later on. I will first put the paragraph. So this is a paragraph, and that paragraph, let us put this inside a div. So let us have a div which will be called as a home. Okay, within this div we will have the icon and paragraph. So first I will put the paragraph. Okay, so here I will have the my home address, let's say 37 Priani Dattanagar Zule Solapur. Fine, here we'll put icon afterwards. Then the second div I will use, I am using div because icon and paragraph I want to have them in line one after the other. So I will achieve this with the help of div, otherwise it will become difficult for me. Okay, so then we have the call information. Okay, so call information, that is another div, and here we will have a p tag. Okay, and here we will have the mobile numbers. So let's say hypothetical mobile number 998 and something like this. Okay, and again we may have 021704, some hypothetical number. These are not actual numbers, so don't call me on this number. Okay, fine. So this is it. Okay, so we have put the entire contents. Now only thing remaining is the icon. So what we will do, we will have the icon. So how do we put the icon? So let us visit the ionic icon site. Okay, I will show you where it is. Okay, so ionic icons, these are free to use, 100% free to use. Okay, and normally these are used in the ionic framework. These are open source icon. How do we first include them? Okay, so in the on when you visit the sites, there is one menu item called as usage. Go there first, usage, and then copy how you install it, how you should be using it. So here what we will do, we will copy this, what it is saying. If you are using ionic framework, ion icons are packed by default, so no installation is necessary, but we are not using ionic over here. So here, if you are using ionic icon without ionic framework, place the following script near the end of your page right before the closing body tag, and this is what we will do. So just copy this script tag. Now this script tag, you are using the javascript file here, so ion icons.js file. Don't bother about this at this point of time. This is simply a javascript file, just like your css style sheet. This is a javascript file which you are including. Okay, just above the body tag you have to paste it. But this script tag, okay, this is how you place the script, javascript, inside your html document. But right now we are using it for the ion icons. After this is done, what how to use it? Here you have to use the icon name and this. So for that we will search which icon we want. Now suppose I want the home icon. Okay, so for my address I have home icon. Now this is outline, this is field, this is sharp, so we will use field. Okay, so if we click, then we will have this web content code. So we'll copy this, right, and we'll paste it below this home, before this paragraph. So this is how this, by clicking it you will copy it. Okay, if you select something, it will select the other part of the html also, and that was happened. Okay, so this is for the home, and for the call we will use the telephone symbol. So call, do we have the call? Yes, we have call. Okay, this is also field. So just by clicking it, it will get copied. Okay, don't bother about pressing Ctrl C. Okay, okay, so our icons are also placed. So now let us see how it is looking. It is looking ugly, right, because there is no formatting. As you can see, there are some, okay, these are the icons, as you can see. Okay, so all these contents are a bit ugly because we haven't styled them yet. Okay, they will look ugly. And why the font size is coming small? Because we have set the font size as 10 pixel, and we will be setting it into the particular, okay, uh, all the paragraphs and everything. Okay, so in the body itself, again I will put the font size as, okay, so font, uh, okay, I will not show you the rem. Maybe I will choose it to show you in the next project. So let me not get things complicated unnecessary. So we will have the font size by default, whatever is the browser has. So let us not make it things complicated. Okay, we will remove them, and now you can see this is how it is working. I think the font that we have copied has very less width. What we should do, okay, it is 100, so let us put it 200. So this will be a little bit bolder. Okay, no, 200 is very bold, so 100 is okay. Now it is looking ugly. Okay, but we have our all our contents. So in the next video, what I will do, we will be styling it so that it will look like this, right? It will look like this. Fine. Okay, I think I have done some mistake in the font selection. It is not looking like this, isn't it? Something went wrong. Okay, let me check. Okay, so let me first create the font here. So what we will do, I will just delete this monster art which I don't require. Okay, and also I will add one more weight, that is 400. So what will happen, it will have the mid transition also, because it is going from thin to thin to bold directly. So if I add 400, you will see now it is looking proper. Okay, it is looking little bold than the previous. Okay. Okay, so this little bit adjustment we have done. Now let us style. Okay, so first thing we have to do is we have to, so top section we have given the width 75%, right? So okay, now in this article, this is where the actual heading and everything is there, right? This is what is this part. This entire part is article. So let us style this first. So in the article, what we have to do, margin we will set. Okay, there should be a little bit margin, okay, above the article. So we will say margin top. Margin top. Okay, this margin, let's say it is a 20 pixel. Okay, so this margin we have set, so it will look proper. Now the same margin we have to set for the, okay, but this I want to align this with this. Okay, so we'll set that later on. Okay, after setting the margin, what thing we have to do, we have to make this also have the little bit margin. So this is what is the all paragraphs. Okay, let us give all the paragraphs the margin 20. So do we have paragraph selector? No. So let us have some paragraph selector. So all the paragraphs will have the margin 20 around them, or both top, right, left, bottom. So normally this margin is combination of these four margins. Okay, going from left, then top, then right, and then bottom. But instead of setting all these four, what we are doing, we are directly setting this. Okay, so this 20 will be all over. Okay, so it will be on all four sides. Otherwise what you have to do, you have to set each and every individually. Okay, this is not what we are doing. Okay, so now this is okay, looking proper, right? Now again we must give the line height. Okay, line height of 1.5, because the text is a bit closer, right? Line height of 1.5. Now this is appearing proper, correct? Fine. Then what we can do now, okay, this should be floating to the left, and its height and width should be, and it should be in the rectangle. So here what we will do we have this? Okay, we'll go directly here, and okay, so article we have seen, article header we have not applied any. Okay, we'll apply it later on. Okay, image. So here what is the class? HTML image. So I will just control E, and I will add the rule HTML image. What should be the width? So it should be floating to the left. So no, first I will use height and width. Okay, so height should be, what much height should we have? Rather it is a rectangular image, so normally for the rectangular image we only specify the width, and it will adjust accordingly as depending upon the aspect ratio, the height automatically. So we will set only width, and that width is 150 pixel. Always remember, as far as the rectangular images are concerned, to maintain their aspect ratio, you normally only give the width part. Height is all automatically taken by the browser depending upon the aspect ratio, right? So width is 150 pixel. This is what is the normal practice. Then after width we have to give the margin. Okay, margin. Now how do we give the margin? Now here, sorry, this margin, what has happened? What is the wrong with the keyboard? Okay, margin. Now whenever I am giving the margin, I can top and bottom I can give separately. Okay, so normally it is like, suppose this is top, then this is, sorry, this is left, this value is left, then this value is top, then this value is right, and this value is bottom. So whatever value you give 4 values you give. If you give in this order, this is what is the order. And if you want to have the same left and right and same top and bottom, so normally what you give left and top. Okay, and it will automatically take, if you are giving only 2 value, okay, the first value it will take for the left and right, and next second value it will take for the top and bottom. Okay, so here I want the margin of 0 pixel at the right hand side, and let's say 20 pixel, okay, after the image, right? So this is how it is looking. Correct. Now this is floating automatically to the, so this is not floating, actually it is at the right place, but we want that to float to the left. Okay, so what we do, it should be float to the left. Okay, something is wrong with my keyboard. Right, the moment it float to the left, what has happened, the automatically the text second paragraph has jumped up to the right. Okay, why? Because we have given the floating to the left, right? So this is how we do it. Then again, paragraph, one more thing we forgot about the paragraph is, we have to justify the text as, we have to align the text as justified, right? So how do we do that? Text align, this is the property, text align property. Okay, if you select, then normally justify means what? See, this is what is justify, right? So if you don't give just text align, what will happen? Justify, can you see, this is a little bit space and something like that. What, when the justify happens, it will take the entire width, all the lines will take the entire width of the, okay, paragraph. So this is how, this is what we want, right? Correct. So justification. Then after this, what we want to do, right, image we have done. Okay, after this image, we want this text here, right? Okay, somehow somewhere how it is appearing in the at the wrong place. Let me see how we are doing. Yes, we have achieved this much. Okay, let us put this behind, below. So now what will happen, we will have this h2 tag. We have only one h2 tag, right? So this is the, what is the h2 tag. Now here I will just give you the HTML selector. Now here you can see, this is the h2 tag. Now this h2 tag is the child of which tag? This div tag, and this div tag is the article class. So the pseudo selector, let me introduce the, you can say, combinators. So there are basically 4 combinators that you can use with the selectors. So this is called as adjacent sibling, then this is called as general sibling, then this is called as a child sibling, and this is a descendant. So when you have a particular element and you want to select its child, okay, adjacent child, then you use the plus. Okay, for example, like this. So here, as you can see, div is the parent and it has a child p. Sorry, div is the parent, adjacent sibling, sorry, sibling means not child, sibling means brother or sister, right? So sibling, here you can see h2 has the sibling p, immediate sibling. After h2 immediately we have the p tag. So if you want to style this p, that means after h2 if there is some paragraph coming, and if you want to style that only, then you will have h2 plus p. That means you are selecting the h2 and its immediate sibling p. Okay, for that we use the plus symbol. So elements share the same parent, and second element comes immediately after the first element. So these 2 elements share the same parent and the second element come immediately after the first element. If this is the case, then we use this. Okay, so this comes very handy. Now another combinator that we use is general sibling. Okay, general sibling is what? Sibling means brothers and sister. That means elements share the same parent, but the second element comes after first element. Okay, so not immediately, but somewhere the other after. Okay, so here h2 is the both P and H2 share the same parent. Okay, so first condition is met. But here, after, not immediately after the H2, but after any time. Okay, so even if it is coming general sibling, so it will select all the paragraph which are coming after H2, right? So here it will select both the paragraph P here and this one. So this is called as general sibling. Okay, then another combinator is child. So we use here for the general sibling we use the tilde symbol, which is the below the escape key. Then for the child we select the greater than symbol. Okay, so for example, second element is a direct child of the first element. So if here div, if you want to select the P with which is a child of this div, so then you write div, okay, greater than symbol P. So you are selecting the child P of this div, so it will be selecting both these P, and will be style will be applied to both of these. Okay, so this is a child combinator. And the last combinator that is normally used is dissident. So here we do not have any symbol, it is simply a space. Okay, so dissident means second element is a dissident of the first element. म्हणजे पूर्व, dissident म्हणजे काय म्हणतो आपण त्याला, वंशज मराठीमध्ये. So here div has these many dissidents. Out of these dissidents you are selecting only P, so it will select all the P's within this div. Okay, so second element is a dissident of the first element. So here you don't put any symbol, you put it blank. So these are quite frequently used when we style, because if we don't give classes to the paragraphs and header, normally we don't give the classes to the actual visual elements. So this comes very handy. So here what I want to do is, I want to this header H2 na, I want this header to be below. Okay, it is not getting displayed properly here, as you can see. Okay, it is shifted at the right. So if I give the margin, okay, above this it will come here. Okay, fine. So let me do that. What is happening is, I will just show you what is actually happening with the help of developer tool. See, the moment the screen size has reduced, okay, it has automatically come over here. But actually what is happening is that this image is taking little bit space. Okay, and this is what is the margin, but this is not getting applied because it is overflowing below. Okay, so this is because of the float. Okay, float is very difficult to work with. Okay, so we have to first clear the float property. That's why it is also floating, because there was a space after this paragraph, it is floating above. Okay, the moment I reduce the viewport size, that's this text came below, and that space gone, so it has not occupied it. So I need to clear that float. Okay, so that's why I have to use the clear property. So to do that, I have to select this H2, but there may be another H2s also, but I want to select the H2 which is after this, which is a child of this article, right? So here this child has only one H2, so let me select this. So article, I will use the class. So how do I do that? Here I will go dot, this is a dot article, right? Article, this is the name of the class, and after which is the child H2. Okay, so give space H2, and then you write the rule. And here what is the property? Clear. Okay, the moment, sorry, clear and clear all whatever you have set. Okay, clear both. So if the moment you do that, see what has happened, the course content have came below. So it was floating earlier. Okay, it is now not floating now, as you can see. Okay, it is, as you can see, this is floating properly. This is text is coming below this nicely on the smaller size, but since we are not responsively designing this, don't bother about that. But this we want over here also. So here you can see we have to give the proper margin, right? So let me put the margin also. Okay, so what is the margin? Margin should be 20 pixel. My bad, we tend to hit the tab key. Okay, we have to use the enter key. Margin 20 pixel, right? Same. Okay, right, so it is now coming here properly, proper alignment. Now also we have to shift over this to this, and also give the, so what is the, okay, so let us have this. Now are we applying anything over here? No, we are not applying any style over here. So for the unordered list, what we are doing now here, what we will do, we will shift this unordered list a bit to the right. Now we have here two same or unordered list. So let me see if we can apply the same styling to both and whether it will work. So we have to shift it a little bit. So not all the margins we will have, so we will give the margin right. Okay, we'll have the margin right 40 pixel, not right, we will have the left one first, margin left. Okay, which is, let us give 40 pixel and let us look how it, yes, okay, it is looking good. And then we will also give margin bottom. Okay, margin bottom we will give let's say 20 pixel. If we can give, let's see how it looks. Yes, that much space between the line and the paragraph, it is okay. Also we have to give the line height. Okay, line height, and that line height should be 2. Okay, let us see how it looks. Yes, it is looking good, line height of 2. Okay, one more thing we forgot to do is, okay, so we'll close this rule. One more thing we forgot to do is we have to put this in the anchor tag. So we haven't defined the anchor tag. Okay, so let us put the anchor tag. Href we will push hash. Hash means within the same page you can have. Okay, so let me move this to the end and let me copy this to the all the, and let me copy the end tag everywhere. This was the mistake that I have done. I forgot to include it in the a tag. Yes, now it is coming properly, right? Okay, we'll see the how to align this later on, but this is looking proper, just looking like this. Yes, okay. Now we have to make this in the round, right? Just like this. So let us do that first. So now this bottom section, okay, how it is appearing, it doesn't have any, see, after the horizontal this rule line, this picture should go below. So we have to give some this kid image and this div info. What we will do, we will have the some rule. So this kid image we will format first. So now this here, as you can see, this is also, they have to come, this has to be in the left and this has to be to the right. So ultimately now they are block level, display properties block, that's why they are appearing one after the other, but we want them to be in line, okay, in the same line. So the display property should be in line. So first thing we have to do is we have to set the display property, okay, to the inline block, right? So okay, that is done. Then after that what we have to do, we have to float it to the left, right? Then after this what we have to do, we have to make it shifting to the left by the same margin that we have used. So margin, okay, left, uh, shit, margin left. Okay, let's say how much we have given, 40 pixel, no? 40 pixel. Okay, so yes, it is, see, this is what margin we have set and we want this here. Okay, so it is coming fine. Also we want to have the margin from the top also, right? So but we will not give the margin to this, we will adjust it using other method, right? We will give the horizontal rule some padding. Okay, then it will work. Okay, so now how to make it circle look circle? Simply just height and width should be same, that means it will become square. So how much height should we give? Pixel, 100 pixel, and width should be also 100 pixel. Then right, and so it will look rectangular, but what we want it to be round, so border radius property we will set to the 100 pixel. You set it to the maximum, okay, and then it will become circular. Yes, we got the circle. Now since we have floated to the left, automatically it has floated to the left and the other elements are automatically okay filling the space, right? Fine. So this is what was the kid image. Now we have, after the kid image we have this info. Okay, so let us have the rule for that also. So what we have to do, we have to also set it as display property to the inline, because it should be in the right hand side of this, right? So but we will not float it to the right, because if we float it to the right, what will happen is, say, let me show you. If I float it to the right, okay, this float, if I float it to the right, what will happen, I will show you. Because it has some certain space, it will go to the right, right? So this is what we don't want this. Okay, so we will not set the floating property, okay, but only we will have this display inline. Then we will have this margin, okay, only to the left. Why? Because there should be some space between the picture and wherever margins are concerned, throughout this document we are using the same margin, that is 40 pixel. So we will use this same margin, 40 pixel. How do I decide this 40 pixel? It is whatever value you decide, it should be look proper to the eyes. That's the only funda. Okay, so this is what we have done. And then height should also be, now since this div, okay, should have the same height as that of uh, image, so for that I will set the height to this. Now the moment we do that, okay, see, this div has this much height, but the contents are flowing outside. Why? Because a lot of other properties also we have to set. Okay, so this is okay. Now this is done. Let us see what next we have to do. Now okay, this ion icons itself themselves are should be gone into the inline, right? So let us have this property for the ion icon. Okay, display property we will say inline. Why? Because they should be okay inline block. Then this paragraph also should have the inline block property. See, the moment I give the inline, see the difference, it has come up. Okay, now the paragraph also should come inline, right? So how do we do that? Now this P is the child of home, na? So we will use combinators. So how do we do that? New rule, home. Now for home, normally we will not have any rule, but in this, within this home, what is the direct child? Which one is that? P. Okay, so for that we will also say display property, okay, to the inline block. And other thing we have to do, margin, we will reset the margin. Array, why I have put the always tab, margin 0. Why we have to reset the margin? Because whatever the default margin it has, if we had given earlier, we have to remove it, so it will, there will be no space between these two, right? Similar thing we have to do it for the this also. Okay, so what we will do, we will simply go to the okay, and where it is, home P, we'll copy this and instead of home we will have call. Same we want. So see, this is what we want. Now what we have to do, we have to shift this both down. So how do we do that? Either we can have the margin for this horizontal line and they will automatically get shifted down. Okay, so let us do that. So for the horizontal line HR is the tag. We will use element selector, and what we are doing, margin bottom, margin bottom. And how much do we give? Let's say 20 pixel. Let us see whether it looks nice. Yes, 20 pixel, it is not looking nice. 40, 20, these are the values for the margins we are having. Now whether this is looking fine, whether it is like this. No, this is also we have forgot to give the margin to the header h1. So let us give this head also the margin. So how do we do that? Have we applied any class to the header? Article header, yes, we have. So we will have this rule. So margin, 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 margin. Shall we give all the margins to the header tag? Yes, all the, let us put all the margins. Okay, so 20 pixel. Yes, it is all over the margins. If it is we are doing, it is appearing nice. Okay, good, very good. Now remaining thing is only this much. If we have to shift it down. So for that, how to apply this style to left or right? Yes, other blocks. Okay, so this is the class. So what we will do, we will have this margin top. Okay, margin top. So how much margin top we should give? Whether 50, 40, how much? Mm, we should have more space right here, so we should shift it. So let us give padding first. Other blocks, margin top we will give, let's see if I give 50 pixel how it looks. Let me see. And also padding left we will give little bit distance, 20 pixel. Now here not 50, 40, we are sticking to the 40. Let me see how it looks. Okay, good. Now this is what is padding. Okay, and this is what is margin, but I want this little bit below here. So let me give it is as 100 pixel. If I give it margin top, yeah, it is coming nice, right? I think everything is done, right? So if we just simply close it, and if we see the HTML document, yeah, no, this one I have to shift it some. Okay, so previous post. So how do I do that? So the immediate child of other blocks, immediate child of other block is h3, and to this I want to apply the style. I will have the padding to the right, left. Okay, how much that? Let's say 20 pixel. If we do that, yeah, see this rectangular 20 pixel, it is proper, correct? Right. So this is what is looking nice. Okay, so this is what is the assignment I have given. I guess both of them are looking nice, or rather there is okay, this space is more, so I think we should remove some. Have we given top section any main container margin auto? Top section, bottom section, article margin top 20 pixel. Shall we remove this? If we remove this, yeah, it is now looking proper. See, yes, right, both of them are looking similar. So little bit here and there. Okay, but okay, you can adjust the height in this. You can give. Okay, So I think it is looking proper. Yes, this is what we want, right? Fine. So this is what is your assignment, and this is what is output I am expecting from you also. Okay, you can play around, you can have different colors. Okay, whatever, if you know anything you can apply, but create this page. Okay, you go beyond and add more things if you want. Okay, here there is a little bit alignment problem, but it is not like that. There is some white space already present in the image, so they are properly aligned. But you can have some this paragraph shifted little bit down by giving some padding, okay, to the top. That is you can do. Okay, so but rest of the things, or you can keep take this all these three in the middle, like starting from there. This is also you can do. Okay, these are two or little bit modifications we can do, but this is what is the ultimate assignment you must do. So just follow along and do it. Okay, so this finishes our small project. Okay, this is not a project actually, but this is what is I was hoping to demonstrate on the concept whatever we have learned up till now. So you must be now understood how the styling is applied with the help of CSS, as well as you are also you have also become familiar with the layout concept of layout, how the layout is first designed and then the contents are filled up, right? So I hope you have understood each and everything. Just go through these 4 to 5 6 videos I have posted, and just follow along, do it yourself. Unless and until you do, just don't watch. Okay, just watching you will understand, but your hands will not get trained and you will tend to forget. Okay, so the biggest memory that you can have is your memories of your fingers. Unless and until you use your fingers, nothing is achieved, right? So fingers are very important. So you just make your fingers dirty, type it. Okay, do it, and I will tell you later on. You have to post each and every assignment. Okay,